What's going on, everybody? It's Blackjack. Welcome back to Ace Academy. Funny story about me being here right now. So you may see this actually means nothing to me right now because I actually don't remember anything from this. Anything. I actually got drunk and did a playthrough of this on June 12th. And then all of a sudden, I don't remember anything that happened in this, and I listened to the commentary of it, and it was terrible. So thankfully, I don't remember anything that happened past this point, so we're going to start from this point and start our playthrough. I try to anticipate what kind of questions he'll ask about Eagle, so I can have answers ready. Oh, right, the interview that I'm supposed to do, but I've forgotten because it's a week later. Anyway. What kind of questions we'll ask about Eagle, so I have answers ready. Eunice said this wasn't an interview, but still, I'll try to make a good impression. Right, because we're going to the guy. This is after the beach. That's what I remember. It's after the beach. I just don't remember anything else. As I enter the cafe, I sweep my gaze across the room and spot a man wearing a Dasshu. Oh, right, the guy from Dasshu. Okay, I kind of somewhat remember what's going on now. That must be him. After ordering a cup of coffee, I walk over to greet him. Hello. Okay, it's starting to come back to me a little bit. Not everything, but I remember I was making fun of his stupid hair and how it's like a perfect box, but also it's got like a comb back going on. The man faces me and I'm surprised by how young he looks. The man faces me and I'm surprised by, oh sorry, he only seems to be a couple of years older than us. Sorry, the other part of it is, sorry, I don't know if that just gave it away. The other part of this that is funny is that I am also currently drunk. Not nearly as drunk as that Ace Academy playthrough I did before, but decently drunk where it's like, I might fuck up and slur a bit. I'm Fartfurter, the pilot for Eagle from Ace 204911. He smiles and gestures to the seat across from him. I accept the seat. I imagine that was one of the slurs.
Thanks for meeting me on such short notice. As I'm sure you know, I'm Yuri, your account manager with Dasshu.
Oh yes, Yuri, I forgot. You have Russian accent. I forgot your Russian comrade. I don't know why I forget that. Oh right, drunk. Completely forget. A waitress placed our drinks on the table. He takes a sip from his drink and seems pleasantly surprised. That must be some good coffee.
I'm not going to put you on the spot, but I am curious about a few things.
Okay, then tell me, comrade, what would you like to know? About Eagle?
Eagle?
Eagle, yes, Eagle. My gear. He looked genuinely confused. I guess my intel was incorrect.
No, about hyperdrive.
Oh, please explain hyperdrive. Don't understand. What that mean? Hyperdrive? That was the team I played for at CINY. Looks like Yuri did his homework on me. I'm still under the NDA. Someone wants to... Sure, ask away. I'll try to answer the best I can. He smiles.
I am more interested about the team and sponsorship dynamics in the West. I've researched that companies have official teams in the school rather than just sponsoring a different team from time to time.
Oh yes, comrade. As I listen to you now, I understand that the Russian accent, not very authentic. It's clearly going in and out. Not very good. You try best. Try breast. You try best. Not top notch though. I nod. That's right.
Hyperdrive is an S-ranked division team at CINY. That's quite the accomplishment. I can see why you transferred into Ace with a history like that.
Oh yes, very impressed. Yes, Japan, very close to Russia, not too far away. Maybe we make friends. Maybe make allies. Start war together. Maybe take over US, do invasion. I'm a natural. Really? It was pretty easy to be honest. Yuri wins.
Very confident. Interesting.
Yes, I am of course very interesting. I am main character of story.
What were your teammates like?
Oh, not very interesting. Not main character of story. Hyperdrive had about 20 pilots on the team. I didn't know all of them that well, but I made a few friends. Yuri takes another sip from his coffee.
Ah, yes. I've heard the official company teams tend to recruit purely from an efficiency and winning standpoint. There's even internal competition within the team to see who are the strongest pilots.
Yes, I was strongest. Therefore, I leave, go to Japan. Happens. I nod.
Which means your solo rank must have been strong if you were the primary backup after the starting four.
Yes. Yes? Yeah, although I can't say everyone was pleased with being a first year, being a primary backup. This actually reminds me of a funny story. I took a lift one day and I pretended to be Australian because I thought that the driver that was in the car with me was Australian, and he turned out to actually be German. And there became a very embarrassing story about how I was from Australia on a work visa here over the US. And he had just enough specific questions that I didn't know how to actually answer them, but I bought myself enough time to get out of the car and go to where I needed to go that I didn't have to answer them thoroughly, but just ambiguously enough that he believed me, or at least enough that when I got out of the car, I just tipped him $10 so that he would completely fucking forget about it, and it was really funny. Anyway, Yuri chuckles.
I take it the more senior members of the team weren't pleased.
Whatever. Who cares? They're senior members. They're old. They leave and they leave soon anyway. I take over. Become new member of team. Not new member, but leader of team. Yep, because of that, most of the people I considered to be close were other first years, but some of the seniors who were already on that starting lineup would help me train.
Sounds like there was a very split dynamic among the team, which is not surprising given how large it is. It's hard to foster close camaraderie when everyone competes for the same spots.
Yes, it must be like back home in Mother Russia. You know, you sit there, you, brother, other brother, sister, compete for same meal of porridge. You sit there, you fight. Whoever gets porridge live longer. There were definitely a lot of cliques that formed within the group. I tried to stay away from any drama and was just focused on bringing up my rank.
How well do you think that model works compared to the model here?
Oh, Japan, much greater country. Understand teamwork a lot better. I pause. The pressures are different, but I do believe smaller teams make more efficient teams. You're more invested in your personal training and development, not because there is a looming pressure that someone is just a number away from replacing you, but because you're an important member to your team. And of course, you end up fostering closer relationships with your teammates, like me and my girl Kaori or Valerie. That struck me talking. But the whole sponsorship process here is incredibly imbalanced. Yuri nods understandingly. Honestly, I'm grateful you agreed to sponsor us. We were rejected a few times before, and Yuna was really disappointed by how unwilling most companies were to consider us.
Your team at Ace is a little unique. Even though you guys are an S-rank division team, because you're a new team with no history of performance, you're also considered high risk.
Whatever. Hey, listen, you know, good teams, the greatest teams always high risk at first. Nobody know true potential. Much like, yeah, them. You know what I talk about. High risk.
Yeah, it's hard to gauge whether your team is a strong up-and-comer or if your entry into this division was a fluke.
It ain't no
Most
fluke.
companies don't like that uncertainty.
Hey, it ain't no fluke, baby. You ain't got to worry about that. This is all 100% fart further, baby. If that's the case, how come you decided to take that risk? He grins.
I know good talent when I see it.
See, you know it's all about the fart further.
If I had been too afraid to take risks, I never would have landed Yuri. When I signed him on, he was a new pilot, but already showed so much potential.
Yeah, Yuri, what's that? He looks wistful.
What happened to him was tragic.
Still don't know what that is or who that is.
The least I could do is to help his sister, especially after seeing how his death affected her.
Know who it is now. It's been a week. What's her name? I kind of like her. Yuna. That's Yuna's sister is Yuri. Just figured that out. Wait, what happened?
You don't know?
No. He falters.
You should probably talk to Yuna.
See? Called it. Oh, sure. An uncomfortable silence settles while we both sip at our drinks. Once he downs the last of his coffee, he checks his phone and then smiles politely. So that's why he's bending to our every will.
I have to run to another meeting. Thanks again for stopping in to chat with me. And I'm sure we'll see each other soon.
So this would probably explain a little bit of why Yuna is so interested in like the health and mental health of pilots as well, is because of her brother, who should have been, I guess, a top pilot and instead suffered a tragic death. That is a sad story. And I don't think drunk me from the last playthrough would have caught on to that. I'm almost positive I didn't. Thanks, it was nice to meet you. I say my goodbye and take another sip of my drink as I watch him leave. What happened to Yuna's brother? How come she never mentioned him to me? Questions race through my mind, but I clear them away as I finish my drink. It's also weird. I actually don't remember him bringing up Yuna's brother before. Did I just pick a specific dialogue option that said that? Or was my memory just that cloudy that I don't actually remember him bringing him up whatsoever? I don't know. I shouldn't drive myself crazy thinking about questions I don't have to answer. But next time I see Yuna, I'll ask. There you go. In the meantime, I still have time before I should go home. What should I do to clear my mind? Let's go to... I actually do not remember what I did here. I don't. But episode 25 just released today. So if that helps date where this episode is at or where I'm recording this, this should help. So in episode 25, I went on a date with Valerie. But after listening back to episode 24 and episode 25 back to back, I'm really drawn a lot more to Kaori than I think I was in the past. I was really reluctant to her. And while Valerie really does, I really do like Valerie. I really do. And I think probably real life me would as well. I do, there's something about Kaori where I'm like, yeah, that's the elusive one who always gets away from me. I kind of want to see what Kaori's doing today. The match against Ona Bugesha, oh right, I forgot about that, lingers in my mind. I've watched some replays of their past matches, and they are predominantly a melee-oriented team. My best practice against them would be to practice against Kaori and Aura. What up? She doesn't answer when I call, but I make my way to the hangar anyway. When I arrive, I see Kaori is already in a simulation match. No wonder she's not answering her phone. After grabbing her attention, she agrees to play against me. I boot up Eagle and enter into a simulation match with Aura. Hey, please don't chop me. Aura thrusts forward with an aggressive stab. Thrust backwards. Juke City. Oh, come on. There was an option for Juke City and I missed it. I easily dodge her attack. Her gear loses balance and stumbles forward. That can't be the only option. I imagine that if I was actually in love with her, counterattack wouldn't be the only thing. So now I'm really wondering if I really am locked in with Valerie. That part I do remember, and that was definitely way before this. Eagle uses counterattack. It's super effective. I am remembering bits and pieces of this. So I guess in the drunk playthrough of this, I did actually remember that. I mean, it's a Pokemon reference, but still. Aura is fainted. Dun 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 dun. I mean, has been depowered. Again? Kaori's frustration is audible through the comm. This marks her 4th consecutive loss. She's playing too aggressively and not planning out any tactics. Hey, let's take a break.
No! We need to keep practicing.
Love, you don't have to keep practicing. You really don't. No, you were sucking too much. No, don't do that. This isn't really practice for me. I'd like to take a minute to breathe. You know what? If there's anything that I learned from drinking with her, you take the competitive edge. This isn't really practice for me. Yeah, I don't know if these duels can really be considered training.
What's that supposed to mean?
Exactly what you think it does. Look at the scoreboard and you tell me. Got him. Anyways, I didn't say I wouldn't do more matches. Let's just take a small break to recharge and we'll continue.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, you saw that scoreboard and you was like, yeah boy, Fartfurter scores all the time. Or disconnects from our virtual simulation. I do the same, then hop out of my cockpit and reconvene with Kaori as at her gear. I do remember correcting myself for saying Kaori, and it's supposed to be Kaori. because I was like Kaori, so it's Kaori. Her arms are crossed and she has a sour look on her face. Well, your hand is definitely on your hip, but your face is definitely sour. Kaori, she looks up at me. I'm not sure what that was all about, but we can't have that happen in a real match.
You think I don't know that?
I'm sure that you do, but you're letting your emotions override you. What's this thing with Onobugeisha? She looks annoyed, but sighs anyway.
It's just, we absolutely can't lose to Onobugeisha.
I get that, but why are you so obsessed with this one girl who's on this team? What's the big deal anyway? I want to know. Let's pry. What's so important about beating May's team? That's what her name is.
It's nothing to do with May.
It has absolutely everything to do with May. Stop lying. I blink at her heated reaction. I never said it did.
With Strike X being disqualified from our original match, we have a rare chance to really jump our rating if we beat Onobugeisha.
Okay. Yeah. But you're also really shy away, or you completely, like, wiggle your way out of anything that has to do with May. So I want to know the fuck is up. Because if you fuck this up for us, we take our first loss. And I don't do well when I take L's. That makes a lot of sense. Our MMR will get a hefty boost if we win. I'm not fully convinced that's the only reason, but she does have a point. Come on, Fartfurter, get it together, man. Then we'll give it our all. Kaori nods. Her spirits seem to be lifted. I'm glad we got that sorted out. Kaori nods, but can't quite hide her yawn. She covers her mouth. And that wasn't a yawn, that was like a gasp. And after taking another look at her, I noticed bags under her eyes. It looks like she used makeup to cover it up so I wouldn't notice. Wait a minute. No, she wouldn't do that specifically for you, because if she's trying to hide bags under her eyes, unless she did it like in her gear, so maybe she's trying to pretty herself up for me, but I would think that she would have done that before she decided to do a simulation, so maybe she's not doing it specifically for you? Do I call her out on it or just say that she... Okay, because this is saying you have bags under your eyes, but this is saying you got prettied up today. Wow, I can't believe I never noticed you wear makeup. Kaori's caught off guard. Ooh.
What? Huh? Why are you even bringing that up?
You know why, girl. No, don't get me wrong. You look great.
Stop looking at me like that.
Listen, I can't help it. Listen, when you're drunk, listen, drunk you, like drunk me right now, was sitting there playing with my hair. And you call me soft and fluffy. Well, at least my hair is soft and fluffy. So don't you sit here and give me shit. Like what? My thoughts are innocent and pure.
Like hell they are.
I mean, she's right there. She slugs me in the arm. Her face is super red. Ow! Why do you always resort to violence, you fucking tsundere-chan?
I have to with idiots like you.
I'm an idiot now. She spins around before I can say anything else.
Anyway, let's go back to practicing.
Okay. We head back into our gears and load up another simulation match. Kaori is more focused than before and no longer making such rash decisions. Mostly because I made her blush since she knew she had to beat my ass. Ultimately, we end up getting a... Where did I get unfortunately from? Ultimately, we end up getting a solid training session from our duels. Before long, it becomes late and we say our goodbyes before heading home. As I enter the house, I hear soft giggles coming from the living room. A tuft of blonde hair peeks over the couch. Another wave of giggles floats from the couch, but cease abruptly as I step closer. My bet is Nikki and her two best friends. Nikki hangs up the phone and turns around to greet me. Oh, never mind. I guess it's just Nikki by herself. I didn't know. I thought her two best friends were here.
Hi, big bro.
Hi, Nikki. Why is your name normal and mine's isn't? I plop down next to her. Who was that guy? Who's that guy? Her eyes grow wide.
How did you know it was a guy?
I didn't say it was a guy. You just told me. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's, okay. See, the drunk playthrough is starting to, like, slowly come back to me bits and pieces, so it's nice that I'm actually staying true to what it was. I didn't, but I do now. But I guess it's also because, like, these are the choices I would actually make. She pouts.
That's tricky.
It's tricky. It seems to rock you around and rock you around dressed all the time. It's tricky. So who was it?
No one.
Lies? Doesn't sound like no one.
He's just a classmate.
Just a classmate? I reach around to grab Nikki's phone while she's distracted.
No, give it back.
Nope. She screams in my ear as she leaps over me, reaching towards her phone. I fend her off and keep the phone away from her grasping hands. As she continues to struggle, I worm my way off the couch and flip through her call list before she can scramble to her feet. The last dialed number is to a Ken. Are you talking to a Ken doll? Is your boyfriend imaginary? Is he from South Korea? Is South Korea like the scapegoat answer for where my imaginary boyfriend is, like in America where we say it's from Canada? Or I guess that's what girls would say. Anyway. What kind of weird Japanese name is Ken? It's not weird. It's pretty... Come on, Fartford. You're supposed to... Well, I guess your name is Fartford or Wienerbush, so, I mean, what can I say about weird names? Nikki snatches the phone right as I speak, then pummels my chest with her fist.
Oh my god, you are such a jerk.
Of course, it's me. Hi. By the way, you also put glitter all over my car. Sorry, my bike. So, you don't get to talk about being a jerk. Is he even a real person?
Of course he is.
Uh-huh. But his name is Ken.
You're the worst.
Ow. Wow, I hurt that one. She hits me hard one last time before turning on her heel and storming upstairs. When she's halfway to the top, she pauses.
And by the way, Ken means strong in Japanese.
Unlike you. Nikki stomps into her room and slams the door. Oh yeah, oops. Still, Ken. I hear laughter. Is that me? Did I just laugh out loud? Did I just LOL? Kaito is leaning against the doorway behind me, a broad smile on his face. I jump when I see him. First Akira, and now Kaito. Wait, who's Akira? How is everyone always sneaking up on me? First Akira. I'm forgetting something. First Akira. Who's Akira? Oh, Akira's the dude with the long white hair. Okay, all right. Yeah, no, that's why I completely forgot about that.
That's good. Ken is a funny name. It's like... Yen!
Why? I don't... It's money. He continues laughing at his joke and then gradually calms down. Yeah, I don't even get the joke. The joke doesn't even make sense.
Why does your face look like that?
Because you just told the worst joke of all time, and I didn't even register it as a joke. Like what? I always look like this.
No, like this.
He mimics a look of cringing and disbelief. Well, that's my face all the time because I can't believe half the dialogue in this game sometimes. Well, not half of it. Maybe like 10% of it. Mainly when it comes from you. It's like 90%. I don't... What? I should just go do my homework.
Good idea. Get smart.
It's a very, very funny movie with Steve Martin. Actually, I don't know if the movie's funny or not. I just know Steve Martin's in it. I slowly head towards the stairs, still unsure of about what just happened. As I walk up the steps, I can hear faint chuckles from Kaito and the echoes of Kenyen. Since I was already in my room, I caught up on studying until it was time for sleep. And I apparently turned on my alarm clock, and this is where we'll end the episode. Okay, so for the next episode, we'll go ahead and continue from here, where I wake up energized and throw off my blankets, and then prepare for our match against Onabu Geisha. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the episode, go ahead and leave a like down below. And if you're brand new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe tell me what you think thus far, because we're in the I don't know what episode at this point. And tell me what you think about the game thus far. A lot of you have been really flocking towards this, and this is why I've been keeping the series going thus far. It is by far, well, outside of Monster Prom, by far the most viewed series here on the channel, so that's why it's keeping pumping, so I really do want to know what you guys think. So, I will see you next time. Goodbye, and good night. And hello to about maybe 3 or 4 more episodes in this batch. We'll see how I feel.